This is FBG.Live. From touchdowns and concerts to weddings and Christmas parades. Live video production right here in Fredericksburg, Texas. Live, local, here for you. FBG.Live, capturing your moment for generations to enjoy.
Attention, just real quick, everyone. If I can get your attention, if you have not filled out a form yet and you want to speak on any agenda item, please let me have that before court starts. Also, make sure your cell phones are turned off. Thank you.
All right, good morning, everyone. We are going to start with the invocation this morning. Constable.
Would you pray with me? Father, thank you so much for this day, this beautiful day. Lord, this time of Thanksgiving week. Lord, I ask that you'd help each one that's in this room. Help us to realize that none of us were promised today. Lord, it is a gift from you. Father, I pray that you'd help us as we go through this meeting and through this day and through this week, Lord, to ever be thankful for all of your blessings to us. Father, I pray that you'd help us to walk worthy of your grace. Lord, I ask, God, that you would just cause us to and help us to be humble and to be graceful with each other and to just work through and do your purpose here. Father, I ask, Lord, that everything that is done here would bring glory to you. Lord, that you would help us to do it as unto you. Lord, bless this court. Bless each one that's here today. We ask all this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, it is November 5th, 2025. This is a regular meeting of the Gillespie County Commissioners Court. It is 9:04 a.m. We're going to call the meeting to order. For the record, all members of the Commissioners Court are present this morning. All right, we're going to move to item number 2, which is consultation with county attorney and outside counsel regarding the county's interest related to both the Rogers Draw energy storage project in Harper, as well as the Marshall Springs solar, I'm not going to say farm, I've heard that term is not allowed, so the solar and battery energy project in just north of the city, here between the city and Willow City. Before we do that, we've got 6 people that have signed up to make comments, so we will take the public comments, and then we will recess the open meeting, move into an executive session. I anticipate there will likely be some discussion and possible action after that executive session, so I can't tell you how long that will be, but y'all may want to stick around till the end of the executive session to see what, if anything, happens based on those discussions. So, anything else from the commissioners before we begin public comment? No, sir. No, sir. Okay, the first individual signed up is Mike Wheeler. Good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. How are you? Thank you for having me here again from Mike Wheeler from Kendall County. I want to just thank you all so much for all the efforts you're doing here in Gillespie, because it has an impact on what's going on in us in Kendall's too. So it's really nice to see we're all united. I just want to say thank you real quick for that. But also, I'm getting a lot of questions about the Pine Gate solar field. I don't know if you have heard about that out in Bandera. It filed Chapter 11. I spend my career in the debt markets, so people are asking me, what does this mean? So I figured I'd come today just so, because some people are thinking, yay, we won one, but it's not so easy. It's not so clear and cut as that. Chapter 11 basically is just a reorganization. It's not a complete sell-off of assets. The problem with this is Carlyle Group and other private equity firms lent money to Pine Gate. They take security in those loans. So now that it's time for Pine Gate to wrap things up because they became over-levered and couldn't handle their debt servicing anymore, Carlyle Group has provided a $412 million bridge loan to Pine Gate, or to the company now, to keep in operations so that they can keep going and start auctioning off some of these assets. If it weren't for that money, Pine Gate would have had to file Chapter 7 and the assets would have been sold. So these private equity firms step in, provide the financing so that they have control over this process. They have secured debt on this process. So now private equity is in charge of this now. More than likely what will happen is they will auction off these assets, or they will form another company with these assets at a much lower debt level, which is much easier to run a company and will be much more cash flow positive. So in my opinion, this solar project isn't going anywhere. It's just being reorganized to have a better balance sheet structure. I think this is probably going to happen quite often in the Hill Country because these projects do not work properly without subsidies. And so be prepared for that, but it's unfortunate, but I wouldn't get too excited about the Bandera project going bankrupt, because more than likely they'll be right back in operation doing what they're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Bruce?
I defer my time to Sue.
Susan? Okay, all right.
Good morning. My name is Susan Robach. My husband and I are both Navy retired officers, and we moved out here. We came in crippled and broken from California about 6 years ago, and decided life in the fast lane in California was a bit much, so we became goat farmers out here. So we're happy to be here. We live on Wildlife Trail. It's about 1.5 miles as a crow flies up from the Marshall Springs project. And as I said, we're retired naval officers. My husband's in engineering and I'm in Navy medicine. I'm a Navy physician assistant, retired Navy. I served in the Navy, trained with the Army, and spent a lot of time in the dirt with the Marines, where we ate a lot of MREs and took a lot of long walks, otherwise known as humping. I also worked in combat casualty care, where I saw a lot of heartbreaking things, which made me want to come out to Texas and be a goat farmer, goat rancher. All of these adventures, of course, destroyed me as a suitable PA in civilian care. Texas meant a lot of things to us when we came out here: freedom, pride in America, common values, a simpler life. And Fredericksburg to us is a Navy town, thanks to Chester Nimitz. A town where people will still come up to you and say, thank you for your service. And that's unheard of in California for obvious reasons. We love it out here, and we've met some very good people. And we've also had a few challenges. This is how we came out. You might not, I don't know if you can read this or not, but that's the sign on the back of our trailer. It says, California, you can go to hell, we're going to Texas. That got us free drinks and coffee all the way out from the California state line into Texas. So we still have that sign. Anyway, we faced a few challenges out here. When we first came out here, a small tornado. Now, a tornado to a newcomer, like, has about the same emotional impact as a California earthquake. Some people go, oh my God, and the other people go, yep, that's what it was. So we were the oh my God people of the tornado. We had a devastating freeze, which killed a lot of our livestock, which was scary, and a big fire, the crabapple fire. This is my house from the crabapple fire. I have a barn dough, and I showed this to you already, Judge. So 26 acres went right over the top of the barn dough, did a lot of damage. We are still digging out, and it is quite expensive, and we don't want another fire. So our love and loyalty to Fredericksburg is now facing a new challenge. Lithium batteries are touted as clean and green, and they're in our homes, our vehicles, our iPhones, our phones, and watches, electronic medical devices. My husband, has a lithium battery implanted in his chest, which now frightens the hell out of us. But that's the good part, not the chest part, but that's the good part. In medicine, we explain to our patients the risks and benefits of any type of surgeries or treatments. And so the patients can weigh those risks and benefits and make what's called an informed decision. We are bound by the Hippocratic Oath to first do no harm. These BESS and solar farm companies do not have an oath, obviously, and they appear to have no guidelines for our lives and safety. Here are the risks, and they are ugly. If you are squeamish, do not look at my medical pictures. That's the only warning you're going to get. Lithium battery storage facilities have an elevated risk for thermal runoff fires. Do all of them catch fire? No. Can all of them catch fire? Yes. There has been an alarming number of these fires in the United States over the past few years as more and more such facilities are built. Let's look at the Moss Landing fire, which is a personal favorite for all of us because it just happened in January 2025, big fire. The literature says that the risk of exposure to hazardous chemicals in a thermal runoff fire is about 300 yards. No. Did you know that the toxic plume from the Moss Landing fire stretched out to 27 miles? And I don't have my, okay. If you do a map with the Marshall Springs project and a map with the Harper project, draw a radius of 27 miles. We don't have that picture, Bob. It goes north all the way to almost to Llano, south to Kerrville, out to Junction, and all the way out to Johnson City. That's a lot of real estate. So it's going to hit all of those folks that are enjoying wine and restaurants in Fredericksburg. So if you live in Fredericksburg City, you're not safe. Did you know that the toxic particulate matter for the Moss Landing fire has been scattered as far as 200 miles, and the discovery is not complete yet because they are finding that it could be more than 200 miles. Lithium battery storage fires emit toxic substances: hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen cyanide, heavy metals like lithium, nickel, manganese, cobalt, just to name a few. Each has their own set of effects on the human body. Let's focus on hydrogen fluoride today, because that's the biggie. Hydrogen fluoride mixes readily in water-forming hydrofluoric acid, and for purposes of this talk, we're going to consider them readily the same. Hydrogen fluoride has a strong irritating odor, but the odor should not be dependent on to provide sufficient warning of an exposure. Sometimes it'll sneak up on you. Chemically, it's considered a weak acid, but it is extremely harmful due to its ability to penetrate tissue. Hydrogen fluoride can be absorbed systemically into the body through ingestion, inhalation, topically through skin exposure and eye contact. Here is where the gory pictures start to appear, so that's your second warning. Their purpose is not to gross you out, but to get your attention. All right, here we go. Eyes, the first to be exposed. Due to the corrosive nature of the hydrogen ion, you see horrible impaired vision, horrible ocular lesions causing immediate impaired vision, leading to permanent scarring and blindness. This is extremely painful, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you do that again?
The picture? Oh, did you put it? Here you go. You can put that up on your wall there. There you go. These are not the grossest pictures. We do have worse, but I don't want to make anybody throw up this early in the morning. Skin, corrosive burns with visible destruction. Starting out as, now my printer is not good, as a gray type of a burn from the exposure of skin, leading to, now this guy was a lot closer, and these are horrible. These are horrible. Second and third degree burns, extremely painful, extremely painful. Yeah, you can have that one too. Yeah, there you go. I should sign these. Extremely painful. Each requires long-term care with intense pain and disability. Did I say intense pain? That's what I mean, okay? Your first exposure from the toxic plume, you may not smell it, and for all of us who see a fire coming, we go out on the porch and go, is that a fire? And you're gonna go, and it's gonna hit your eyes and your skin. You're gonna go, oh my God, that hurts. Inhalation, there it goes, in your lungs. Causing scarring, bleeding. It's gross. This is mild to moderate. This is severe. It will close off your airways. You're not going to breathe. All of this stuff is not compatible with life. Later, hydrogen fluoride is absorbed into the bloodstream. It is carried to all the internal organs and cause horrible damage not compatible with life. It affects the musculoskeletal system where it damages nerves, blood vessels, tendons, and bone structures. This is going to kill you. Treatment, removal from the site, and that would mean 27 miles away, because remember that toxic plume, maybe 200 miles later on. Rapid decontamination. Now imagine rapid decontamination with scrub brushes and all of that with your horribly burned skin. Okay, this is not good stuff. Monitoring signs and symptoms for systemic toxicity, in which can be fatal, and long-term treatment, of course, you're going to need it, which still could result in delayed death. Emergency personnel have access to PPE, which is personal protective equipment, and SCUBA, SCBA, which is a self-contained breathing apparatus, which provides relative protection. We're finding out that with the SCUBA, they need special canisters, which only last about 15 minutes. So you have time enough to suit up, get in, turn around, oh yeah, that's fire, and get out. And then you got to send the next guy in, because you can't just change your canister because you've already absorbed all of that, even with the PPE. Most of us do not have that type of equipment in the house. Does anybody have scuba gear in their house? Not the underwater type. No, you don't. Do you have enough for everyone in your family? Do you have enough for your kids? Do you have enough for the people that are visiting? You're going to put yours on and tell everybody else to go to hell? I don't know. That's a moral problem. As I've outlined, hydrogen fluoride exposure from thermal runoff fires are about as bad as you can imagine. They require immediate air evacuation to a level 1 or 2 trauma center. That's not the little hospital there. Pediatric and elderly, this is more heartbreaking stuff. Take each of these injuries and place them on our children and our grandchildren. Smaller kids have a larger surface area exposure for their skin because they're short. More skin gets to the outside, and that makes these injuries fatal. Elderly don't have the ability to recover from an exposure either. Immunocompromised individuals, which is a lot of us old people that live out there, this is going to be built next to a school, so that's not good. In Navy medicine and a lot of the other militaries, we train for war, and we have frequent mass casualty drills for war zones, and we have even trained with the community for various disasters. A thermal runoff fire will result in a war zone situation with mass casualties and death. Training and then serving in a war zone cannot prepare anyone for the utter devastation that occurs. Seeing all this will change you forever as a human being, which is why I'm a goat rancher. if this would occur and you were done, and you were one of those who allowed this to happen, will it cause you to say, what have I done? What have I done? Ladies and gentlemen, we look to you as leaders. You have the potential to stop this before it makes a lot of people sick and it kills a lot of people. You have to do more to stop this project. I don't understand for the life of me why anyone believes that this is good for our community. Life is short, and then we have to face our Maker to answer for our actions on earth. Do you want to say that you did a lot of good for many people and saved many lives? Or do you want to say, I could have done more? If the thought of this kind of devastation doesn't make you lie awake at night, then you have no conscience. God help you and God help us all. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Strange, you're next.
Good morning, everybody. Back again. That should scare the living daylights out of every person in this room. And I want you to know we're filming this. Go to FBG Live, fbg.live. All of these are recorded. It'll show you screenshots of videos. Scroll down until you see the picture of the front of this courthouse. Check those videos out and spread them. We need to get the word out. I sent a letter to the commissioners last week and to Judge Jones, all of you. I wanted you to be informed of what I was going to ask. I didn't want to blindside you. But, you know, again, this horrifies me, what Sue was talking about, that cattle ranchers and farmers, what's going to happen to your livestock? What's going to happen to our native species? I mean, not compatible with life? Come on, what are we doing? So what I want to get back to, I got a little off subject there, but I sent a letter to all of you because during the last meeting, Bruce Nitsky proved through NFP code and state law that you do have the ability to issue a stop order or to intervene in this. And I wanted to ask each and every one of you if you can confirm that you did personally visit with your legal team about issuing a stop order. Commissioner Weinheimer?
We have the session right after this with our legal counsel.
Thank you, sir.
And as well, that's what we're going to.
Okay, I did see that, and I applaud you all for taking that action. I see affirmative from all of you, and Judge Jones, I thank you for replying to my email and being open about this, because what is so important about this is getting the word out. Like Sue was talking, people don't know that stuff, and anybody that heard what she said or saw those pictures would not want this thing within 200 miles of Texas, much less in Gillespie County. I thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Mr. Strange, I just wanted to add that we, in addition to meeting with, because the meeting in a few minutes is going to be with outside counsel and our county attorney, but I have had multiple conversations with Sarah Neal, the county attorney, concerning this issue, this regulatory issue of interpreting the NFPA and our other ordinances, and she has provided a written opinion, so to speak, sort of an analysis on that to the entire commissioner's court. So we have already received some information, and we'll probably receive some more discussion here in a few minutes. But I just want to kind of give you the full picture.
Thank you for that.
Activity has already occurred before the meeting today.
Okay, thank you for that. And I want to tell you, our team, we have an organization. You'll see the flyers that are out.
Yes, sir.
FightBestTexas.org is our website.
Okay.
We're a nonprofit. We're reaching out not just to citizens in this community, to anyone who doesn't know about these, to inform them of the dangers of this. And I appreciate you all working with this. I would meet with y'all anytime, anywhere. You can come to my house. I don't care. I want to talk to people. I want people to understand the issues and understand the dangers of this and understand CCP's influence in all this stuff. China's influence, they're making the batteries, they're making the chips. You know, Bruce Nitsky talked about a scutter switch. I believe that's what they're called, the scutter switch in these chips. that was developed in the 70s by engineers who wanted to be remote from a site but be able to shut an engine down or something if it was having problems. Those are still in those chips. That design stays in there. All the other technology is lobbed on top of it. So there is potential for real harm for any of these facilities. And Ken Paxton just yesterday opened up an investigation into CCP. Amen. So we need to make sure that we're staying on top of this from a locality here where they've got 2 facilities already planning to do. So again, I thank you for your focus. If you reach out to any one of us, you see on the flyer, our contact information is there on the website. You can find all the information you need that we have, we can give to you. Thank you.
Okay, next.
I get to be the one that delivers this message that you get us today too.
All right. Good morning, commissioners. I know you guys are used to probably getting a little bit tougher questions from me. I'm actually going to let you guys off the hook today. I wanted to give you guys a statement to kind of give you guys a heads up of what we're doing out here. When I first came here myself, obviously you guys had all been working with Esther and Bruce and a lot of the Harper people for the last 10 months. And I kind of came in a little bit late to the game. But the first time I was here with you guys, y'all told us, you said, our hands are tied, but we need your help in the community. So we took that to heart. We've been very serious about that. So if you look at the flyers in front of you guys, Fight Best Texas was formed as a nonprofit here in Gillespie County. It is formed specifically to fight both Marshall Springs and Harper. I know there's been some confusion out there and some people have sent some emails saying otherwise, but the truth is that we have raised over $100,000 for legal fees, for yard signs, for flyers, for specialists, for legal expertise. This community has raised over $100,000 to help you guys. We have printed over 5,000 flyers and have been distributing them. You're going to see these all over town. 400 yard signs. And a lot of you commissioners, for those of you who are in the precincts, and Judge Jones, and my apologies as well, Sarah, y'all's emails have been getting hammered with a lot of people that says best opposition letter. That's coming from us. We've had 624 emails sent out to you guys, our other state representatives, and local news sources. The key here is community awareness. Just like Sue and Scott and everybody else here has said, we've got to get the word out. There's a lot of people that aren't online. There's a lot of ranchers, there's a lot of farmers, there's a lot of goat farmers that don't know what's happening in our town. And if you guys think the wave is big now, wait till we get all those ranchers out there on board too. They're going to be pissed. But our job here is not to harm you guys or to come after you guys. We're here to help. And that's what we're trying to do. So we're going to create as much pressure as possible on everybody and anything we can involved to force movement. But we're on your team. And I want to say thank you for you guys getting the legal counsel retained and finally getting them on board and working with Esther and the Harper teams on the Peregrine case as well as the Marshall Springs. So sincerely, thank you for starting to step up for our county and doing the right thing.
Thank you. Esther?
Like Jay, I want to thank all of you for working, doing the hard work. I know there's been some contentious moments and we've had to be a lot more assertive in this, but we believe it's paid off, and we are grateful that you hired TOS, that they have encouraged you. Our council sent us a email yesterday giving us a recap of the discussion with TOS. And we are excited, we are encouraged, we are appreciative that you all have really stepped up and are willing to help this fight. I think you've heard over the months, a lot of people bring a lot of sad stories about what can happen. And I'm just grateful, and I want to say thank you.
just for clarification, TOASE is the outside legal firm that the county has retained. That's the acronym, TOASE. Mr. Scudder? Bill?
Thank you, and thank you for the action we think might be happening today. Just note how the hope of all this good news has changed this whole room. This meeting is going much better than previously. It's just because we see hope and we appreciate it. This whole room was brought up on see something, say something. We've all seen something. We've said something. Sheriff Ayala taught our kids, see something, say something. None of us ever thought about what would happen if we saw something, said something, and government did nothing. That's the frustration you've seen and the hope you see today just from the rumors of action. We appreciate it. Just to keep the law analogy going, I feel the fix is on. I mean, you heard Mike Wheeler talk about, private equity bailing out Bandera. We had Matt Long and Weston Martinez talk about all these subsidies going to China. We've talked about the subsidies here for weeks. This is a financial heist going on, in my opinion. And the government that created this financial heist, they ain't coming to save us. The state legislator's not in session. They're not coming to save us. The cavalry's not coming. Y'all's executive session y'all are in, that's where the action's gonna happen. Y'all's deputies in this county, when someone sees something and says something, your deputies don't wait for the state troopers to come. They don't wait for a federal marshal. They don't even look up to see if there's an ordinance against it. They use their broader powers for health and safety, and they tell them, move it on down the road. That's what your employees do. I ask in your executive session, broaden your powers for health and safety. We will support you. Everyone in this room. I mean, the cavalry's not coming. Y'all are it. Maximize your broader powers and give us some good news. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone that signed up that I did not call? That's all the sheets that I had for this morning. Okay. Commissioners, any comments or discussion before we move into executive session on this item? All right. It is 9:34 a.m. The Commissioners Court is going to recess the open meeting and reconvene in executive session under agenda item number 3. That is consultation with county attorney and outside counsel regarding contemplated or pending litigation involving the county's interest concerning the 2 battery energy storage facility projects in Gillespie County. That executive session is going to be pursuant to 551.071. It's 9:34 a.m. We're going to move into the law library to have the meeting, so this room will remain open to the public. We will try to give everybody a few, 5-minute heads up when we're coming back in, so everybody can come back in that wants to hear any discussion after the executive session. My only request is that there is county business and possibly court going on in this building, so just try to be mindful of that when you're in the hall, talking and things like that. Y'all can go outside or whatever, enjoy the weather. But we'll let everybody know, give you a few minutes heads up so we can come back after the executive session, okay? All right, and it's 9:35, we're going to recess the open meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where that works. That works. Okay, because
10:56 a.m. on November 25th. We are going to reconvene the open session for the Gillespie County Commissioners Court. The members of the court did meet in consultation with county attorney and outside legal counsel under item number 3 on the agenda. Now we're going to discuss taking any appropriate action or discussion related to that item, item number 3. So concerning the Rogers Draw project, Gillespie County is going to be filing a petition and intervention in the cause number DC 25-18363. That's the pending suit that was filed by the landowners as plaintiffs related to that project. The filing of that petition and intervention is imminent. Expect that to be done by tomorrow at the latest. We will issue a press release with some more information as soon as we have that done and can confirm that has been done. Okay, so we would like to give some more information now, but because of attorney-client privilege, we can't do that at this time, but we will try to release more information as soon as we can, confirming that has been done. So the expectation is that Gillespie County as plaintiff will become a party in that litigation related to the Rogers Draw project. Okay. Any other discussion from commissioners on that, or Sarah, anything else?
The only thing, and I was asked to just explain this just to make sure that there's clarity regarding this, is that the commissioners and the court are subject to Open Meetings Act at all times. And so the reason that that's relevant to this is that I think there has been some confusion by the public that the commissioners court can meet and make decisions and discuss these matters at any time, and that is not true. If they do that, they're in violation of the law. And so the court wanted me to communicate that they are working on this matter, but they cannot gather together in a group of more than 2 at a time, or they're violating that Open Meetings Act. So just be aware of that, they can't, we can't end this meeting today and they all go in a room and sit down and work this out together. They are violating the law if they do that. It has to be just 2 at a time, if that, maybe together at all. So just be aware of that. And also the importance of the attorney-client relationship in this. Of course, we all want transparency from our government. We all want accountability from our elected officials. Those are pillars of democracy. But in litigation, certain information cannot be disclosed, or that can affect the litigation.
Just a follow-up comment. There is a December 2nd hearing that is set in that case. The county is expected to be represented by counsel at that hearing, as well as the January hearing that's set, I think, mid-January. So barring anything unexpected, that's the course that we expect to follow in the next 24 hours related to that project. Anything else from commissioners on that? We also wanted to discuss action related to the Marshall Springs project. The county has retained outside counsel for both of these projects. It's not only for the Rogers Draw project. However, because of the, I'll say the imminent hearings that are set in the Rogers Draw project, that's why that one is given priority as far as litigation interest on behalf of the county. That does not mean that Marshall Springs is going to be ignored in that regard. That's just the way that things are working out because of the timeline. Today, I would like to make a motion for a letter to be sent to all developing parties related to the Marshall Springs project. I want that letter to be sent on behalf of the Commissioners Court, notifying them that any development activity, including the clearing of vegetation, may not commence until the permit is issued pursuant to the floodplain ordinance of the county. Yes, that's the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? The purpose of this is to put the county in the best position possible to take any quick enforcement action if needed. If there is unexpected activity on the site that does not conform with the ordinance. And so we've had discussions before about how the drainage ordinance or the floodplain ordinance applies to this project because of impervious cover. And that is the authority that we're using to make this communication and to potentially take action if needed if that's not complied with. Okay. Any other communication? I'm sorry. Any other discussion from the commissioners or county attorney? All right. There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Anything else, commissioners, on item number 3?
I would like to say that our ability to see what activity occurs over there would be enhanced by neighbors that live next to the property. And so, as mentioned earlier, if you hear something or see something, say something. So let us know if you see any activity that you believe is part of our development.
We're going to try to create a single point of contact for that type of information, so we don't have people calling all over. So we'll publicize that when we get that figured out. But we will have I don't want you to want to call somebody and then not know who to call. So we're going to try to give you a single point of contact to make any reports of that. Okay.
I'm going to call the sheriff. You can call him.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion on that item, commissioners? No. All right.
Thank you again. I mean, she just said to me, I want to cry.
I do.
So thank you for doing this. We are truly, truly grateful and appreciative. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for that. And thank you for hanging on. I know it was a long executive session to mill about, so.
Worth it.
But we are done with the, I believe, with the battery energy storage discussions for today. So as usual, we'll take a few minute recess. So if anybody wants to leave the meeting, you can go ahead and do so now. It's a public meeting, you can stay, but if you don't want to do so, you can leave. Thank you.